Hello, testing,
Okay,
1, 2.
we're running.
We are
Okay,
running.
Greenwich Township Committee, January 8th, 2015. Members present, Bailey's.
Yes.
Fleury.
Here.
Miliani. Here. Adams.
Here.
Adequate notice of this meeting was given in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act by mailing the schedule of the Township Committee to the Express Times and North Star Ledger newspaper, posting a copy on the Township Bulletin Board, and filing a copy with the Township Clerk. Motion to go to executive session.
I have a motion to go into executive session to discuss contract negotiations, CFO positions, shared services, and administrative position.
Make a motion.
1 second.
Bailey's?
Yes.
Fleury?
Yes.
Miliani? Yes. Adams?
Yes.
Red? The red button?
Red and blue.
Red and blue.
What does the blue button do and the red button?
Don't touch the red button.
Chill.
Pushing your button? You want me to bend over again? Is that what got you excited? I know. It's so tough, I can't handle it.
Oh, God help you.
I know. I feel for you, I feel for you.
You should. All right. Motion to come out of executive session. Make the motion.
Second.
Bailey's?
Yes.
Fleury?
Yes.
Miliani? Yes. Adams?
Yes.
Okay.
Stand for the flag salute.
Now, regular meeting of the Greenwich Township Committee. Members present, Bailey's?
Yes.
Fleury?
Yes.
Miliani? Yes. Adams?
Yes. Stand for the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Public comment, seeing that there are no members in the public, I think we can dispense with that.
Agreed.
Budget discussion, 2015 budget discussion, status update on departmental budget requests. So, Kim, I wanted to, just so everyone's understanding where we're at with this process started back in, I
Right.
guess, November timeframe.
Spoke with, I didn't, of course, didn't give anything to the court. I talked with Bonnie about working on the tax, Barbara, they haven't reorged and done the reorg and things, because any capital projects or anything major that's going to be coming up on the planning board level for budget-wise, because she usually works with them on the budget. One of the things that we're going to have to add to our task list is, departments really can't prepare a budget until they get to the end of the year so they can see what they've spent. So Lorraine is going to have to print out budget reports for each department so they can see and break out,
So the budget versus actuals.
Yes.
Yes. Task number 1. I've already asked her, but I think that's
Okay.
good.
Yeah, so those are
We'll
some
do that.
things there. I gave a breakout of the 12th of January. Now it's for everybody to get their budgets in. I mean, a couple of them won't be in exactly that day because they don't work those days, but I said, week of the 12th. They had to get all their budgets in so that we could start
Okay.
going through things.
And you
But
told
Lorraine is
everybody,
going to have to.
every department head, what they're doing?
Yeah, and John has a very detailed
Same with police.
budget. The police, I haven't spoken with him yet. I haven't seen him.
I sent him an email, but I want you to reiterate it as well, saying,
Okay.
send him an email saying, here's the date.
Yeah, and he's going to need a printout too. Okay.
We're going to need to establish a COA budget
Yeah.
on the costs associated with
Yep.
all this COA litigation and task force and all the stuff that they're using. So
Okay.
we're going to have to talk to Drill and Beth McManus and come up with a number,
Okay.
besides what we already have from them with regards to
Okay.
litigation that was filed yesterday,
Okay.
or argued yesterday, I should say.
Okay.
Was it? Yeah, the Supreme Court, yeah.
Yeah, and also, on that
Same
same note,
whopping OEM budget.
now, Brent is actually here, so we can ask Brent for his estimates for
Oh, we don't have to do this on the record, do
sewer.
we?
Yes, I know.
We can do it on the 20th meeting.
Okay, good.
No, Jim, we're going to be, you said sending out the email to all the professionals as to their budget for the year, so we can
Mhm.
cap them
Right.
on
Yep.
that resolution.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm capping it. Okay.
It's just no expression, one space. It's okay,
Yeah.
Brett.
He's taking the seat there, he's back with you.
before we get too far ahead of ourselves, I wanted to backtrack. Forgot to request a motion for Resolution 2015-34 for our discussion in executive session.
Oh, it's not even on here.
No, it's appointing, well, I just skipped it. Appointing Lorraine Rossetti as temporary Chief Financial Officer for a period ending on or before February 28th, 2015.
Make the motion.
Bailey's?
Oh, discussion? I'm sorry. Discussion? Roll call?
Bailey's?
Yes.
Valori?
Yes.
Miliani?
Yes.
Adams?
Yes. Okay, last item is the advertisement for vendors and awarding of contracts. Everything is set to be received by the 16th of January. Can I have a motion to authorize the mayor to open these sealed bids prior to the meeting on the 22nd in anticipation of awarding? Make the motion.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Bailey's?
Yes.
Valori?
Yes.
Miliani?
Yes.
Adams? Mayor,
Yes.
can you do this Public Alliance, the PACE resolution? I handed them out.
Is that for Elaine? Is that your permit?
Yes, the
that's
resolution for your renewal of membership.
It's the one you asked me about last night. Weren't you
Yeah.
that for us?
At least that's what she was talking about.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then it's just, it's the renewal, and then
Kim and I.
attached to it is the agreement, the indemnity and trust renewal agreement.
And then it's a resolution to appoint Kim and I together to work on this.
Okay, so,
I'm the
I don't know.
fund commissioner, so you'll be the alternate commissioner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it would be resolution 2015-34.
35.
I'm sorry, 35. I'm looking at 34, and I meant to say 35. Okay.
All right, so I need a motion to adopt resolution for who to prepare. Do we need a resolution to be prepared, or
No, the resolution is here.
this is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
this is it. The
It's our
first
renewal
page
of
says
membership.
resolution for renewal of membership. So then, it would be Greenwich Township's, blah, 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 appoints, and under number 2, it says the public entity hereby appoints Kim Viscomi as the public
Will
entity's
you have a
fund
number?
commissioner. And the only reason I say me is because previously it was always the mayor.
Mhm.
Then they had to keep changing it, and they wanted someone that was just,
Yes.
with
I'll
that,
be the
and
alternate.
then she'll be the alternate, and we'll go to the meetings. They actually have one, the reorganization coming up.
Yes, I heard that last night.
What's the number on it?
It's going to be 2015-35.
All right. So we need a motion to adopt resolution 2015-35, resolution for renewal of membership and appointing Kim as commissioner and Elaine as alternate commissioner.
I'll make that resolution.
Second.
Discussion? This is...
Bailey's?
Yes.
Lori?
There was a
Yes.
discussion?
Oh, I'm
Oh, there's a
sorry.
discussion, I'm sorry.
I thought you were coming up.
Sorry.
This is one of the 3 insurance issues or insurance things that we deal with.
Yes, this is
Typically.
our general,
Mhm.
This-
General
our
liability.
This is the-
largest, this is...
The
this
general
is-
liability, the
Yes.
playground, the
Mhm.
safety, and all those
Yes.
things, okay. Okay, good, I just wanted to clarify that, thank you. Roll call.
Bailey's?
Yes.
Lori?
Yes.
Miliani?
Yeah.
Adams?
Yes. Okay. Deputy, you're up.
The deputy just says that there's an email that we received today from Elizabeth McManus in regards to Governor Christie's lengthened of Permit Extension Act. He signed it on, I guess, December, he signed it at the end of the year, this past year. So it affects the Land Use Board, and the planner, Elizabeth McManus, just wanted us to know about it. And she is going to discuss it with the Land Use Board, and they're going to let us know what the ramifications are to the township and give us some guidance on what they see as could be a good thing. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how they work it through. So it looks like Barbara's got it, so the Land Use Board Secretary has it, so she'll be disseminating it amongst the Land Use Board members. And that's all I have to report.
Tom?
All right, just a couple of items under emergency management. We have some action required under the hazard mitigation grant for the municipal generator. Joe, that's just regarding the funds, the matching funds?
Yes, well, right now, it's in review process for the state of New Jersey, and what it's got to do is go to FEMA. Now, they got to have it submitted to FEMA by January 28th or 29th,
Right.
and they need a few days to finalize review. And as I stated at the last town meeting, they sent me a request for more information. And as I went through and I was working on things, I got a hold of the vendor. They're looking for particulars on the generator and stuff. I'm waiting for that information to come from them. But as I went through it, under project description here, there's some sections here to reflect that's probably more on the lines of the engineer as a professional to start putting together things. They're looking, well, that's for generator. A project design, bid development and award with final design plans, testing and inspections and any certificates,
Permitting.
the financials and the pragmatic reconciliation, and then under documents, more documents and insurances, I need to get a hold of the electrician that gave me the quote for the electrical work and installation work to certify off on it's the appropriate size to handle the building and things like that. FEMA wants all that stuff. And then along the lines here, FEMA also requires supporting documents of the cost estimate along with the breakdown of the cost provided in the application. Please have a qualified professional provide a cost estimate that at minimum breaks the anticipated cost of the project broken out by materials, labors, and fees using the unit cost format where applicable. Now, I have all, that's what I based where we're at, where it's going to cost.
Right, we
and
talked
stuff.
about-
I can forward that stuff or
To Mike.
with
You
Mike.
you want to do my
With that, because I already have an idea where we're going to put a couple pictures and stuff. But I think also, I know there's a planner out here that we use to find a septic system and stuff, so if we could dig up that map.
Yeah, Mike has that.
Mike can get it,
Right.
and then we can plot the generator on
All right,
it.
so we need to authorize Mike
Right.
to work with Joe Mexi
Yep.
on the mitigation grant.
Because I have, as of yesterday, I have 2 weeks.
Yeah.
to meet
Yeah, so we
Right.
need to do it tonight.
stuff
Yeah.
to-
So Joe, we don't have any other generators? If God
That
forbid
one
we
that can
needed one
handle
now?
this big one.
We have portable.
Smaller
ones,
ones.
Oh, portable.
nowhere
Smaller.
near enough to
Okay.
handle
The building.
anything here, plus there's no way of hooking them in. There's
Okay.
no,
Right.
Oh, there's no, I
Separate,
understand what you
right.
mean.
yeah, there's no way to hook them into this building.
So then, okay, so then I guess my next question is how much are we going to have to match? Do you know approximately?
Right now, FEMA's grant was at $35,000. We got a local hazard mitigation that the application was in, and in the review process of additional 10 for, I'll say 10,000 even, it was a little over 10,000. That's 45, and my cost estimate was at 71, and that was, we're looking at a year and a half ago. I didn't ask the generator people, but I would say maybe 5 to 7% increase, maybe because of.
Okay, so then are we matching that? Are we doing 50% of it? What do we have
The
to
way
do for the
this
budget?
grant works is we have to come out with the money out front total.
Okay,
Then, once it's expended, we do a
Got it.
checklist
And they send us a
of
check.
job completion, send the paperwork to FEMA, they release the funds.
so you know all that stuff you're
Yeah, I
going to
know
do?
all
Okay.
that. They did say part of that also, if you need the engineer fees for
Surplus.
developing this released earlier, they will do it as soon as the grant is
Great.
approved, instead of waiting until
And we'll,
completion.
and once we get this, guys, this makes our building a fully functional emergency operations center
Yes, it will
for
have
anything.
it will have
Right,
electricity.
electricity, so we can,
It's going to be diesel fuel operated.
So we know where to come when...
Right.
Can you put a shower in back there?
That's what we use.
no 20-minute showers.
There is?
want to look and see what the details
Yeah.
So the total outlay, the total initial outlay for the township is around 110, 120,000?
I was last about $72,000.
Total.
So 5 to 7% increase of that.
On the
amount
71.
as
On the
long as-
71,
Right,
okay.
it wasn't 70 plus 30.
It's around 80.
Yeah, that's what he's looking at, yeah. Yeah, no.
Total price was in the
71, so you would say-
Gotcha.
I would budget for
Right.
80.
80.
With
Yeah,
with Mike Finelli's,
Right.
and then we'll look to get that reimbursed back. So we have to be cautiously optimistic that we can get it in this budget year.
Yeah.
And the way it looks right now, and even with the scope and the timetable that they give, because FEMA, anywhere from, and this is what they laid out here, they asked me to fill this into the zone. They executing the grantee and sub-grantee agreement, 1 to 90 days. Surveying individual sites, engineering, design permits, 91 to 100 days. Advertising formal bids, 180, that's 181 to 270-day period. Awarding the bids, the 271 day to 360 days. Purchasing, installation of generator, associated equipment and final testing, 361 days to 540 days.
So,
And then
2016.
reimbursement, compliance, review, FEMA closeout, 541 days to 720 days.
So 2016, we'll look to see that money.
365 rough estimate in 2 years.
Sounds like capital.
And
Sounds like, yeah.
I put this in near
No.
end of November 2012 Hurricane Sandy
Right.
as a letter of intent.
Right. And this is what I got back.
Oh, my God.
You put this in
Yeah.
when?
Yeah, back in,
November,
right, Sandy.
right after I became emergency
Yep.
management coordinator,
Yep.
2012.
November, November.
I remember that.
2012.
We filled out the
I
paperwork.
got the
God, it
message,
feels
and
like
they needed
yesterday.
it- They needed it by the end of the day.
Right. Yeah, they did. That's what they said, we want it by the end of the day. He goes, what am I supposed to do? I go, I don't know, just...
How green.
Well, they sent us that representative that was floating around during Sandy, and he goes, oh, yeah, by the way, Joe, I need it before I leave tonight, or something like that. It was like, really?
Okay, so we need
Joe.
a motion to authorize Mike Finelli to work with Joe next meeting.
Imminently, within the next,
Yes,
We-
'cause
within
he
this-
has 14 days.
right, tomorrow
Okay, you
morning,
got
yeah.
contact information.
On the hazard mitigation grant for the municipal generator.
Need a motion.
Make the motion.
Second.
Discussion.
Haley's,
Roll call.
Valori,
Yes.
Miliani.
Yes.
Adams.
Yes.
Then,
I'm going to send an email to him, make sure he knows.
Joe's on it.
Are we leaving Joe on it? Yeah, Joe.
Yeah.
Then also we have, on our multi-jurisdictional plan, we sent an email asking for the appointment of a primary point of contact, an alternate secondary point of contact, and a local floodplain administrator. And Joe is, we decided, Joe, you're going to be the primary, I will be the secondary, and then your floodplain administrator?
Mike is the
Mike.
town's floodplain administrator.
Yeah.
Right, that's what I thought, okay. Just want to double check, I just want to make it on
Just
record.
make sure he knows he's on this.
Right,
Yes, along, Kim forwarded this letter to me, which is, she just got, and we have to have a letter up to the county by January 16th, and they gave a format of what the letter, how the
Great.
letter is
Has to be
supposed
on
to
letter.
be.
Hand it to the clerk.
And it has
I gotta get it back.
everything in here. What this is the hazard mitigation plan is up for review.
Mhm.
And instead of each town having its own hazard mitigation plan, it falls under the county. But they disseminate it down to us because we know our community,
Right.
what hazards do. That's where we got the
they
generator
take the input from
under
all
the hazard
and
mitigation.
decide anybody.
So, some of the hazards, and I've already talked at county level, being driving around and stuff, especially after Hurricane Sandy, the creeks and stuff, the dead trees, the
Yeah,
falls
remember that?
that
Yeah.
haven't been taken care of.
Well, last year
It is-
even
it
with
is
the
a
tree.
flood- it
With
is
the
a
tree
flood
over in the-
concern and everything, and damming and stuff that, and I recall talking to old timers, these two creeks here from the Merrill Creek, when they, back in the 50s, after Hurricane Diane flooded, Army Corps of Engineers come in and dredged them,
Wow.
but they haven't been done since.
Wow.
Since the
So,
50s.
you
Since the
know,
50s.
even if they go along and clean the trees and
Yeah,
what,
well,
Right,
Yeah.
it'll add value somewhere. yeah.
to make it flow free.
Free
How
there,
how do we go about getting them to come
We
out?
have the control point up there with Merrill Creek.
Well, Joe has to get.
Can we do
paperwork
like
up there.
we have to just file something to ask them to come down and do that again?
What's that?
To do
No,
the dredging?
it's a little bit more than just filing something.
Yeah.
That's in depth and stuff. But if it's in our hazard mitigation.
They have to
and
address it.
There is a situation, and unfortunately, Hurricane Sandy, after the fact, they react.
Right.
Right.
It's gonna,
It's
so is that gonna
documented. They
automatically,
do something with it.
is that automatically gonna invoke action on their part, but once they see it
No, it's
included in our plan?
documented.
It's documented.
Potential hazards
Gotcha.
that
And if we-
should be addressed.
And if we have to go out and address it ourselves,
We can get reimbursed on it if we have to take it, right?
do
All
something.
right, so it covers
Yes.
this.
Yeah,
Which is
so
what
read that
we-
last paragraph, failure to participate in this letter of intent.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, you are encouraged to review the attached letter of intent, and maybe not that one.
It's like the failure to,
I don't know which paragraph you're talking about.
remember we said if something happens, we're not going to be eligible through FEMA.
As you may be aware, disaster mitigation, EMA passed by Congress 2000 mandates that local governments have an approved hazard mitigation plan to be eligible for federal mitigation funds, grant funds, programs after November 1st, 2004. EMA 2000 encourages and rewards local and state pre-disaster planning, promotes sustainable, and seeks the integrated state and local planning with all overall goals of strengthening statewide hazard mitigation. That they recommend being involved in having this in there, like I said. That's how grants are derived and stuff for you.
So then my question is if it's that old, and it's been in this, I don't mean that old, I mean more like in place for this long. When Dillman's tree froze up and we had that big freeze and we had to move the tree for Dillman because his house was ready to be flooded again, wouldn't this have qualified for this
I
too?
contacted
Yeah,
them.
we put it in for that.
I was on my own. It's just a isolated situation.
Active nature, yeah.
Okay, all right.
So we just have to do that all the way up and down the creek then? In order to
What I need to do is have to-
Prior to.
It had to affect a larger unfortunately, a larger population.
That's a shame.
And
wow.
stuff like that. That's,
Tell them to take a tour of his house.
Yeah.
and then you need the
But if we pre-do it, if we pre-identify stuff, Joe, then they might come out and take care of it.
Put it on the list, or when they're in the county taking care of things, they may add it as a project. and
Got it.
things like that.
That's great, okay. I
All
like
right.
it.
Mr. Mayor, may I ask permission for a walk-on regarding to OEM?
You may.
Thank you. Joe, where do we stand? Last meeting, we discussed the payment of, or the movement of funds on the OEM budget in order for you to optimize the 2551 obtained from the sale of the...
Everything's been placed in order.
Everything's good.
Yes.
We're good to
That
go.
was done.
We did
I
this-
have all three.
we did
No one let me, I just, it's a little thing hanging in the back, and nobody told me to close that, I'm closing out.
Since January 1.
Because I was gonna say, if that wasn't done, put it on the list.
Yeah,
I
Joe,
have all
Right.
three purchase
Yeah, we
orders.
have
for
it.
all
And did it when you-
vendors
yeah,
that
after January 1.
contacted. It's just
Thank you.
for them to deliver goods.
Perfect.
I'm
What
out.
on the
we
bill
did
list.
good with that one, Joe. We snagged that up. It's gonna be,
Last minute.
yeah, we got that up. I wouldn't let her walk out the door that day. Seriously. We got
I
it.
would've went back and said,
Yeah.
reopen that resolution.
So we got it.
And as my other hat as the fire chief, and the understanding then, budgets and capital expenditures requests by the 16th.
Yeah.
16th?
Yes.
And include OEM in there, if that little, whatever, you just...
Well, you have a lot of hats, so
Yeah.
whatever hat you
Yeah.
have on that moment,
yeah.
include that budget on the list.
That's it. Just separate them out by
9/11
hat.
coordinates,
I
every hat.
wasn't sure about this, but I already have fire department's least capital requests already.
All right, great.
And
We'll sit down and talk to her, let me know.
For the township meeting, the 22nd, I'll have
Great.
2014 statistics drawings and
Okay.
Calls and stuff.
Excellent.
Thanks, Joe.
Terrific.
Very good.
Appreciate you coming out tonight.
Do we have to vote on the multi-jurisdictional plan, appointing Joe as the primary?
Make a motion.
Secondary?
Okay, so can I have a motion appointing Joe Mexi as the local floodplain administrator?
No. Primary point of contact
Primary point of contact, right, primary point of
on a
contact.
multi-jurisdictional plan.
Why don't you make the motion?
I'll make the motion to have Joe Mexi be the primary point of contact under the multi-jurisdictional plan, also naming myself as the secondary point of contact, and naming Michael Finelli as the floodplain administrator.
I'll second that motion.
Discussion? Roll call.
Bailey's? Lori?
Yes.
Miliani?
Yes.
Adams?
Yes. Okay, motion open to the public?
Motion.
Second.
Seeing none, did we just really?
Anyone from the public, Joe?
Would you like to
Seeing
say
none, motion to close.
Wait, I have one quick comment.
Mhm.
I have a new job, which is the animal control. Just a quick question on that. Whoever had it last year, little direction. I was talking to Kim about it. I don't know, who had it last year?
I did.
Okay.
It's Amanda. When did you get my contact number and stuff?
Yeah, you want, we'll do
We can do it
the
offline. We can do it offline.
To get you up to speed with what that is and...
Yeah, and I don't know if there's much, we have much accountability with her, but maybe we might want to talk at some future meeting about, a little more accountability with her.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we can do that.
Absolutely.
All right.
No, yeah.
I'll talk to you
I think it's a good-
I'll talk to you after the meeting.
Economic development kind of...
Yep.
Isn't that
Yeah,
on the
especially-
overall,
especially as my son-
overall review plan that you have going?
Yeah, it's all part of the operational review.
Review, yes.
So, yeah, we'll have you guys...
Especially as my son just got a, I have a grand puppy now, and
Nice.
Does he have a license?
he's in San Francisco.
Oh, okay. So- You know where we're going.
Oh, I need a license.
I'm tuned into.
Yeah, me
Okay,
too.
good.
Me too.
Good. All right.
I just remembered, and who I need to talk to about getting the most recent annual operating budget for the municipality, that has to go, a copy that has to go along with it.
Well, I think,
2014?
I think Kim might be able to help you get that.
Yeah, I have copies.
Okay, that's it.
Okay, let's close.
Motion to close public comment.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adjourn.
Old business, one note, Environmental Commission is the Christmas tree drop-off this Saturday, 9 to 12. If you have a natural Christmas tree and live in the boundaries of Greenwich Township, more than welcome to drop it off. No
Sorry, man.
ornaments,
You want to
tinsel.
break
You can.
Brent was giving me the eyes like he was going to drop his tree off.
Yeah, well, he has one.
Of course.
So,
You can, you know you really can.
and what are the hours again?
You really
Mike
can.
Mayor.
I believe that they're,
No, I
9 to
have
12.
one.
9 to 12.
This one.
You do have a recycling center?
Yeah, we do.
Motion to close.
Township doesn't know how much fun this can be.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, too. Okay, motion,
Second.
second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We're done.
So, hey,
Just so you know,